Number 3, Full Metal Alchemist.
Now, Lonnie, get a grip.
Did I
You
not
get
Oh,
a
rate it?
grip.
Lonnie!
Did
You
I
get a
not rate
grip.
it?
Lonnie!
You get a grip.
Oh, eat a dick, Lonnie. Eat
No,
a
no,
fucking dick.
Lonnie. When I saw Full Metal Alchemist not make your list, I was like, I was gonna say something. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna say anything because
Did I forget it?
making the list was crazy.
Fuck
to me.
you, Lonnie.
Get a
Fuck
grip.
I
Like,
you.
looked
get
at
a
my
grip.
list.
Like,
You
get a
got mad
grip.
at me. You wanted me to rank stuff I haven't read before, but you don't have FMA on
Yeah,
your
yeah.
list.
Like, get
Come
a
on,
grip.
bro.
I
And I
apologize,
know
Chad.
you've seen this. I know you've seen
No,
this.
Lonnie's
I watched
selling.
it. I low key was watching it right before we started the show. It was playing.
Selling. Let him know,
I
Louis.
can tell,
Yeah, I
you know
don't
what
know, man.
episode I was watching right before when like he gets swallowed by gluttony. Like I was literally just watching that.
When he goes, yeah,
Bruh.
I'm sorry.
yeah.
God, I knew I was forgetting
FMA
something. I knew I was forgetting something.
number 1. It's for Miles and Ty, so obviously y'all could talk about that. But Lonnie,
I'm
this was
sorry.
probably the most shocking. Like, yeah, random didn't have the big 3, but you not having FMA at all was the most shocking thing. I don't know.
I
That
could
was
have sworn I typed it.
I didn't see it. But Miles, what do you want to say about it?
I'm gonna leave the deeper explanation to Ty. I just think FMA is super cool. Like I love everything about it. I love the power system. I love all of the fights. I think the villain faction is one of the best factions they've ever had. I love the homunculus. Um, I like FMA a lot. The thing
Nah,
that really solidified it as number 1 for me, there's a speech near the end where the main antagonist of the entire show, he's called the Dwarf in the Flask. He has a conversation with God, and he gets to fully conceptualize like his idea of God was just being like this all powerful thing. He thought it was something that could be obtainable, and God was basically like, to be me is to understand and learn everything. What you're trying to reject, like being human, which is what he wanted to reject, his humanistic emotions,
mhm.
is really what makes you me. I don't know.
Right.
It has really high highs. The sad scenes are really good. I love when my boy Mustang got his get back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I love how
Mm-hmm.
Scar got to avenge his entire nation for what Amestris did to the what are they called? I'm gonna call them. They was African for what they did to the African. He got his get back.
The Ishvalan.
They're
It's
Ishvalan,
violence. It's
yeah.
violence. It's violence.
All the villains are cool. Kimberly's mad cool. I just think it's a really really cool series. It's
Yeah,
really really cool.
I agree.
I think Full
Perfect.
Metal is
Man,
probably
Miles was spitting, bro.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
been
I
for
think Full
sure.
Metal is probably the most consistent story I've seen, like on all aspects. I can't really think of anything from a story perspective it doesn't do well. I can't think of any plot holes, inconsistencies. Especially and that's also really hard to do with a hard power system because hard power systems have very strict rules with limitations. But I think what's most impressive about the power system is that it has hard rules but a lot of flexibility. Like yes, you can only give and take, but like if you understand the things that you're transmuting, you can do a lot with it. Like
Mm-hmm.
when Ed is in Envy's body, he's like, "Oh yeah, it's blood, but like there's iron in the blood, so I can make a sword." I was like, making a sword out of blood is so creative. It follows the hard rules, but it's so flexible because as a scientist, he understands all the
Right.
elements that go into almost everything he looks at, right? So I think to do that consistently, like people talk about ass pulls, like that power system does
There's
not
no assholes.
that
Like,
power system does not allow ass pulls. The only things you could probably point to that I don't even think is ass pull that people could point to is sacrifice a force to kill something.
You're lagging for me.
Yeah, you're lagging. I didn't hear
Yeah.
Say
none of that.
again, yeah.
Oh, we can't hear me now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the only thing you could probably point to is when Ed sacrificed his life force to heal himself because his like I think it's maybe like his lung was punctured when he fought into Kimberly. But even that made perfect sense because we understand he understood how to fly for someone when he was escaping from envy. So that was already prior set up that you can sacrifice your life force to basically do a stronger transmutation. I mean, he did with his arm. So like even that has proper setup. So I just
Equivalent exchange is the perfect balancing act they've ever done to a power system.
yeah,
Yeah, I
FMA.
think y'all. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Nah, FMA is perfect anime. No, for
Do
sure.
you think that's a hard power system to add into an anime? Because that idea of equivalent exchange.
I think it is.
Um,
I think yeah, is a hard power system. Like for example, my hero's a soft power system. So like I can say, oh, this character has a fan as an arm. That's his power. It could be anything. But with Full Metal, you get to be really well researched to understand how do like all these inanimate objects work, so that I can use them.
You have to have like prerequisite skills.
Or even free. So for example, when he was like, oh, since you're a human, your body's carbon, carbon can be really weak, so I made this ultimate shield weak. Like, you don't understand science, you would have been to write that scene.
I mean, it's also
you gotta
it's also
understand
like
the properties of the material that are being utilized as well, especially when their properties are being changed to another substance. Like you got to know all of that stuff.
I thought it was cool when their teacher sent them on the island when they were kids to just kind of understand like the circle of life.
Yeah.
Oh, with the ants and
with
everything.
the ants and stuff, how everything. Yeah. I think that goes back them going to the that island kind of goes back to what Miles was talking about, like to understand God, like rejecting yourself, kind of you rejecting me because I am you. You're talking about what
even the romance was good.
Yeah, Winry and Ed and Mustang and Riza.
Yeah.
And also Full Metal Alchemist, the best thing they could have done is have a happy ending. Happy ending, good ending for all the characters, see them all grow up. That is exactly how you want to leave your fan base. Like, love you, Isayama, but you didn't leave people happy. FMA, you can leave happy. You can
hop off Isayama back, chat.
Yeah, I'm not mad at Isayama for it, but I think
Isayama's a legend.
Full Metal also has like a good balance of like, obviously equipment exchanges naturally give you consequences, but it has a good balance of like not being consequences where the entire cast dies, even though definitely has a consequence in the story. I'm just using that as an example. I think it's like it doesn't kill off of everybody, but it kills off enough people to make you still feel like there's tension in the story. You know, and it also puts them in a lot of
killing off Maze Hughes so early on really stamped it right there. Like everybody's gonna you met his daughters, like you met his wife. He had a huge connection to Roy Mustang, who's one of the main characters.
Ed and Al too.
And Ed and Al being like a father figure to them as well.
And Winry.
And Winry as well. She was very, very much affected. And then killing him off was huge. And even the ending, because obviously a big thing with ending in series like this is like, what's the consequence of everything what happened? Ed losing alchemy is a huge, huge consequence. To everything that happens. And it was a very smart way to do it. God said he won. He did it.
And it ties into the idea of being okay with being human too. Like he doesn't need to stop being humans enough.
100%.
You know what else kills me about that ending every single time is just like, how did I not draw this conclusion?
You know,
like how, like to me, the conclusion, like him giving up his alchemy seemed like so obvious. Like it's the right question.
Yeah, I never thought about like doing.
It was the right answer to the question. To me, it seemed like the right answer to the question. And as a viewer, I was like, how did I not get there? Like, why did duh? You
know, so funny. I think it's because she did a really good job of making alchemy seem all powerful. That this has to be the answer. Now we don't know, like that. She made it to the point where we see alchemy do all this crazy stuff. We see a dude become God, so obviously that's the answer, right? But then, like, she gives you a little play with a little bit because you know that the only way to get that type of power is to sacrifice humans. But I think she just made alchemy seem so grand that they were so well versed in alchemy, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where she made it like, okay, this has to be the answer. But
and that to play off of that,
to me, that's what makes her a great author. Like that's what made her a great storyteller. 100%.
Facts. And the play off of that is the fact that not only did the power makes people seem more than what they are, but the way they kind of utilize humans in reference to the power too. Like homunculi are like these ultra beings, but they're not human. And then like the Philosopher's Stone, you sacrifice millions of lives. Like being human is just nothing compared to what the power you're given. But that's like the most important part, the being human part. So she full circle. Shout out to the author.
Oh, and chat, on my best anime / manga list, it was number 2. So I just low key
bro.
I dropped it. I dropped the ball.
Lani don't get no good graces.
All I see is not ranked, man. That's all I see.
Fact. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The fact that you had to even separate it, this shit should have been at the top of both.
Facts, actually. That's Jero. That's a great point. That's 100% a great point. This should be the top 20 both. Come on,
this shouldn't even get out of your top 5, brother.